you up to today?
Hello and welcome to another episode of How I Spent the Apocalypse. Another edition of I already done did it that.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to put one of the boards on that goes this way. I've got to move my...
Move your scaffold, yeah.
I took the off-riggers off, which I only had one of them on anyway because I wasn't doing that much. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did, even though you freaking can't tell. Although you can tell.
Yes, you can too, because we do have pictures of this before.
Okay. So, up there.
Up in the peak.
Up in the peak. Between hail and the extreme heat, it had torn up two of the louvers on that.
Right.
So, I was going to leave them, but then I kept looking at them, and every time I would look at the back wall, that's all I would see, and I thought, I'm going to have to do something about that. So I'm going to tell you something right now. That took me longer to do than painting the entire back of the fucking house. And here's why. Because I am a genius. Not as big a genius as my son and my grandson, but you know, there is that. So, and of course I am the queen of trash.
Right.
And fixing that which you shouldn't be able to fix.
Right.
With shit that you shouldn't be able to fix it with.
Right.
Okay. So I had an idea about what was going to work. And I cut pieces of steel roofing that, you know, left over from some other project. Cut them just the right size to go in the little hole. Of course, the first time I cut them, they were not just the right size. They were, because dyslexia strikes again.
Yeah.
And they were this much too long. So I had to go and cut them again.
Right.
So that was up and down.
Right.
Up and down the scaffolding. When the boys are here, a lot of that up and down the scaffolding stuff, I'm saved from that.
Right.
When I'm by myself, it's up and down 50 times. So I'm trying to do that thing, which is very frustrating, because I want to finish painting the back of the house, and it starts to drizzle. And I thought, well, I'm not getting the back of the house painted today, because it's going to freaking drizzle. And it wasn't supposed to. We had, what, like a 10% chance of rain?
Something like that, yeah.
And it 10%ed on my head the whole time I was trying to deal with this shit. Okay, so first the steel didn't work. I had to cut it shorter. I got up there, and I had to pre-drill the holes because I knew that otherwise it would grab, spin around, blah, 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 blah. And I pre-drilled the holes. I put the screws in it already, got up there to put them in. It not only spun around anyway and tried to cut my thumb off, but it broke the louver worse than it was broken before.
Oh, no.
Okay, I forgot one of the up and down the ladder time. So I got up there the first time, I was going to cut it off with cut off the one piece, had not only broken because of the hail, but then the heat, the intense heat that we've had for years now in the summertime, had curled it up.
Right.
And so I tried just breaking it off, which didn't work. So I wound up getting my jigsaw up and down again. I got the jigsaw and I tried to cut it. That made it worse. It popped shit everywhere and made the hole worse. Now I have to cover it because it's horrific. Didn't work. So I thought, what am I going to use? I finally went and got... Okay, so this is what happens. You're trying to fix shit that you shouldn't have to fix. Because if I had... Here's the thing. That little plastic grill workpiece should cost about $10, which I could afford. It doesn't cost $10, it's $40.
Right.
Okay.
So what'd you get?
I got up there with these, and I took dikes, and I took these. These are hoof trimmers.
Okay.
But now you can buy them for nail cutters.
Right.
For cutting nails. That's what they're for. You cut...
You cut the nails off the hooves, right?
And you cut it off the. Well, now they sell them in hardware stores for cutting nails off.
Right.
Okay. So, at any rate, I was able to cut it off with that and get it smooth again. But then I was like, what the fuck am I gonna fix that with? Because I'm gonna have to glue it on. Because when I tried to screw it, the screw broke the plastic, and it's that fragile. So I wound up getting a piece of floor laminate, cutting it to the right size, and then gluing it on there with Gorilla Glue.
You know, if you hadn't made a thing about it.
Be clamped So I couldn't finish doing anything, so the clamps just came off today. And then I got up there and trimmed off all the excess Gorilla Glue with these tools again and sanded it. And it still looks like ass, but
No, actually,
I
it
know
doesn't.
other people, and most people will run. I'll probably be the only one that sees how off it is. But most people will not see it.
They won't
and before
notice.
they would have, because it had big chunks out of it, and one piece was curled all the way up.
And it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. So, yay. I mean, the louvers are actually there doing what they're supposed to do now.
Yes, exactly. So before, with the louvers broken, a rain, because this, remember, prevailing winds come
Right.
from this way.
Right.
So everything I build with the idea that the prevailing winds come from this way. So in a hard wind, it would have blown rain
Right in there.
right in there on top of the insulation, and now it shouldn't. So.
Right. Right. Yay.
It, you know, and it only cost me, but it's like, to quote Sherry Dean, it only cost me my carefree disposition and a couple of 3 hours
Yeah.
of doing something so asinine. Okay.
So, what else have you done? You
Okay,
trimmed out this
so-
window.
Okay, so I trimmed out the window. Well, the window was already trimmed out.
True.
All I really had to do, these will not go off without a hammer. Okay.
So, all you really had to do was what?
All I really had to do was paint it.
Okay.
I trimmed out the
Vent?
vent, which you might think, well, why don't you just close that vent off if it's under? There's hot air pouring out of it today.
Today. Yes, and it is not hot today.
And I mean hot air.
Yeah.
In fact, it's like, there ought to be some way. We ought to be, if it's making heat today when it's not cold, but it's now warm. I'm wearing a wool cap.
Yeah.
It's not cold, but it's not warm. If it's blowing hot air today, there ought to be some way that you guys all write it up and get rich, because we know if I write it up and figure it out, I won't get rich. But there ought to be some way of getting the heat out of the attic and using it to heat our homes on days like today.
Right. Right.
Because I guarantee, as hot as that is, that would be all the heat you needed today.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need any other heat. So you guys all get the paperwork done, and I don't even care if you say, oh, I got this idea from Selina Rosa. No, I don't fucking give a shit. I just want people to do the right things because it's better for the planet at this point. We all know that if I do it, it's not worth any money. Okay, and so while we're at it, if you're watching this program, we are 20 to 30 minute drive, depending on the traffic, from the totality, or whatever you call it.
The totality of the eclipse,
The
yes.
totality of the eclipse that's due April 8th.
Right.
So we are having an eclipse event. If you're interested in that, get in touch with me.
I'll put a link on here. Or a
Get in
phone
touch
number.
with me. If you're interested in that, get in touch with me and we'll talk. Because I don't want to fill the entire place up, but I would like to fill the entire place up. I don't want people hanging off the rafters because I want to enjoy the freaking eclipse.
Yes, exactly.
I'm 64 years old. There's not going to be another total eclipse here in my fucking lifetime.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it should be quite the deal here. Because here's the thing. If it's overcast like it is today,
Right.
and it screws up our view of the eclipse, I'm going to light a giant bonfire over there at the pit, and I'm going to get a cardboard disc, and each person can take hold of it and walk backwards until it looks like an eclipse. Did you see the eclipse? Yes, I did. That was spectacular. Flame shooting up all around the moon, the corona of the sun. Yeah. So there you go. Because, life being what it is. Okay, so now I have to move this.
So do you want me to help you with that? Hang up?
No, I don't want you to help me with it. They can see how I do it by myself, because after all, 90% on my computer.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so once I get this together and the wheels on it, putting it together is a major pain in the ass. And when I was trying to put it together by myself a while back, I dropped a huge section of it and almost hit myself. So, yes, now I'm trying to have help when I put it together. But once I have it together, I don't have to take it apart. But for reasons known only to the chicken shit manufacturer, this deck is not waterproof.
No.
And because I have this shit wired on here, I can't get the deck, and also getting the deck off and on.
It's not easy.
You really need help for that.
Yeah.
It's really the most dangerous thing is getting the deck on. So, and because of that, I have to either tarp it, which has never kept it from getting wet, or right now I'm going to roll it under the damn carpet.
Okay, because you're done with it for today?
I am done with it for today. I'm getting ready to put up this trim boards.
Uh-huh.
And then I have a bunch of plants to plant, and then I have a bunch of crap to do.
Yeah, right.
This hat's probably goofy as shit. I should probably take it off. Oh, my hair looks like shit too! Oh no! Oh, that's right! I'm just fucking ugly!
No.
I don't care. Let me tell you something, people. For all you people that keep doing it, do not make me look at pictures of myself. I don't look at pictures of myself. Why is that? Because I like to live under the delusion that I'm actually attractive. And pictures take that away from me. So don't make me look at pictures of myself. I don't even watch these fucking videos for that reason. All right. So, the problem is, if this is with that stupid rail on there, which I kind of have to have now.
For safety.
Although for a bazillion years when I worked at scaffolding, I didn't have a rail because they mostly get in the way.
Right.
But now I have to because I don't have my sense of balance at 64 is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Not that I was ever all that coordinated, but I was more uncoordinated than I am now. That's for damn sure. But anyway, the damn, I have to do it just right because the damn rail system makes it almost too tall to go into the carport.
Yeah, gotcha.
You're right, maybe it would be easier to tear it down. You try that at home and tell me how that works, to tear it down every fucking time, because you're gonna have to use it for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully you have better help than I do, so there you go. My help sometimes takes me more time than it saves me. Not Zebo.
Not Zeb? No.
No. But sometimes Lucas and Dylan. God love them. I'm like, is that what I told you to get? Yeah? That's a hammer I sent you after saw. Oh, okay. That's okay, it's not quite that bad, but it's close. It's close. But they're good workers.
Yes, they are.
And they're very conscientious. And the sweetest boys. They really are. They've been working for me. You know, I'm not paying them very much. You know, I'm paying them what I can afford, which means not much. Because I'm also training them and teaching them. But, we did a Sadaka project for Purim. And it was, you know, nickel and diming. $5 here, one of them would donate the class, and, you know, $5 there. And then last week, an entire envelope shows up. Because, of course, Dylan and Lucas are my students. Some of my students, that's how I met them. An entire envelope full of money shows up. I know looking at it that it's Lucas and Dylan's money because it's all in 5s and 10s and that's the way I pay them. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I know how hard these boys work and I know how little money they have and that's who they are. They still want to help. So that's who they are. So I'll put up with the occasional, well, the not so occasional, that at least 3 times a day.
The hammer that's not a saw.
Send them after something that they come back and it's the same, not at all.
Yeah.
I sent them after a yard rake, which I've already taught them what a yard rake is, but they don't often remember shit. But I told them what a yard rake was. Okay, so I sent them after a yard rake, and I told them, I said, it's just It's, you know, the one that's long with the teeth that hang down and go, it's sitting right inside the door as you go in on the right. Okay, takes off. Comes back with a hole. I'm like, does that have teeth? Does it? No. I'm like, then that's not a yard rake. But anyway, but they are dolls though.
Want me to come back when you're putting the stuff up?
I don't know, they've already seen me put these up, haven't they?
Okay, then, okay. Sounds
Pretty
good.
sure.
And this is it with the trim up. Gosh, that looks good.
Oh, show them the prayer at the top of the wall.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody who knows, that is actually block Hebrew.
Print Hebrew,
The
yeah.
ancient language of our people.
Right.
And that is the prayer that Jews say. The only prayer that we say more is the Shema.
Yeah.
That's the ancient prayer of our peoples, handed down from generation to generation. It's Lama El Lama, which means, why, God, why?
And after all the fun with the
After
louver,
all the fun I had with the louver, that's why it's there.
there you go. Going away. Here's another thing they've been doing. They, as in Selina and Dylan and Lucas. These are the raised beds. Okay, you saw her put these in, and they have come in and cleaned out all but what? You've got 2 left to clean out, Selina? I think she can't hear me. They have just the 2 in the middle to clean out. They started cleaning out the others, but anyway, there's actually a little bit of greenery over there that's still good from last year that we've been using. And they've planted these 2 beds completely. I don't think she's planted the other one. So we got stuff in the ground, which is cool. Very cool. Ooh, I see carrots. That's interesting. So they've been busy. And I came back a couple hours later because she hadn't come in yet, and she decided she was gonna freshen up the underpinning.
I haven't gotten to show them how I make the bricks yet. So
Right, you still haven't had a
maybe
chance.
when I go around the front.
Maybe I'll have a chance to show them, yeah. Gosh, this looks so much better.
But what I'm doing right now is the anal part, which is patching up where I got the red.
Yeah, patching up the in between the red, yeah.
Where I got the red where I didn't want it.
It looks amazing. Looks great.
It looks cleaner.
Actually, no, it looks better. I see you got the caulk on. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got the caulk on.
Going away.